Hi, I'm Rick with another life lesson. Today's life lesson is don't argue. So, a good friend of mine, George Alexenko, had broken his hip, and I was bringing him Holy Communion once a week. Quite an honor. And sometimes medication really messes you up. Your brain just doesn't quite work right. On this particular day, I came in, saw George sitting, and George said, Rick, this really isn't the hospital. This is really a place where the communists run it. And as you know, I'm part of the Red Army. The Red Army, for those of you who may not recall your history in World War II, is instrumental in helping us defeat the Nazis, which George said he was part of. So on this day, he said, Rick, I got to get out of this place, which was a nursing home, and I need you to help me. Tell me, what kind of vehicle are you driving today? I said, oh, George, I have a little pickup truck. Ah, good, good. Now, what I need you to do is you just need to play along with me, okay? Yeah, George, I'll do it. So he said, just play along. Oh, yeah, George, I got it. So then he pushed the nurse's call button and he called and he said, hey, um, I'm wondering, my fingernails, they're really rough. Wondering, could you bring me a fingernail clipper so I can fix my nails? And the nurse said, no, George, I can't bring that to you because you have a guest. It's not polite right now. What you need to do is just visit with your guest, and then later on, after he's gone, I'll clip your nails for you. Oh, I'd rather do it myself. Sometimes people make them too short. George, after your guest is gone, I'll do it for you. Okay, thank you. So then he says, Rick, I think they're on to me. I think they know I want to escape. So we're going to have to be a little bit smarter about this. So why don't you just wait a few minutes, and then after a little while, what we're going to do is we'll try it again. Okay, George. So then George called the nurse's station again, and he said, I'm wondering, I'm so thirsty. I'm wondering, could you bring me some water? And the nurse said, oh, sure, George, I'll bring you some water. No problem. So she left, came back with a plastic cup of water, and she said, there you go, George. George, oh, thank you, very politely. And after she left, he said, look, I was wanting the water so I could break the glass. See, George was in a wheelchair with seat belts on it, so he wouldn't try to get up and break his hip again. So he said, they're on to me. This is going to be more difficult than I thought. Um, that glass was going to be my way out. We were going to cut the ropes. He thought he was in ropes. Um, we're going to cut that rope with that broken glass. Well, what are we going to do now, George? George said, Rick, get behind this chair. Study the knots. Tell me what kind of knots those are. I know every knot. And then after you tell me what they are, I'll tell you how to get them out, how to untie it. I said, okay, George. So I got behind the wheelchair and I said, George, I've never seen knots like this. And just so you know, there was no knots. It was seat belts. Oh, Rick, I don't know what we're going to do. I guess I'm just going to have to stay here for now. if we can't get out. I'm wondering if there's any other way you can think of that you could get me out of here. No, George, I think you're safe here. I don't think they're all of these nurses, I call them guards. All of these guards are mean. I think some of them like you. I think you'll be okay. All right, all right, I'll stay. Thanks for trying, though. So the life lesson is um, this can happen to George, can happen to you, can happen to your mom, dad, a friend. So because of medicine, dementia, whatever, don't argue with them. Go along with them. Be kind. They're not quite with it, and the argument you may win, but it's not worth it. Be their friend. Be there with them. Don't argue.